Hello everyone, welcome to the Nuclear Fusion Teacher channel. Nuclear fusion technology, which is said to be the energy of mankind's dream and is being developed all over the world to realize it. The first program of this channel is What is Nuclear Fusion? Before learning about the nuclear fusion, we need to remember about atoms and nuclei. So, let's start by reviewing atoms and nuclei. Everything around us, and even ourselves, are made up of very small particles called atoms. About 120 types of atoms have been found, and all things are made up of their combinations. As shown in this figure, the structure of an atom is made up of a combination of protons, neutrons, and electrons. Structure of an atom has a part where protons and neutrons are gathered in the center, and this is called nucleus. Electrons are around nucleus. When the combination of protons, neutrons, and electrons is changed, the type of atom changes. Type of atom means like H is hydrogen, He is helium, Li is lithium, and Be is beryllium. And the type of atom changes when the number of protons changes. In this figure, with protons colored in red, H, hydrogen atom, is with one proton in the nucleus. He, helium atom, is with two protons in the nucleus. Li, lithium atom, is with three protons in the nucleus. Be, beryllium atom, is with four protons in the nucleus. Now let's talk about neutrons, which is colored in green in this figure. In this world, even when the number of protons is the same, there are many atoms with a different number of neutrons. As I mentioned earlier, the type of atom is determined by the number of protons. Thus, even when the number of neutrons are different, the type of the atom does not change, but the character changes. For example, in the case of hydrogen atom with one proton, it has three forms with 0, 1, and 2 neutrons in the nucleus. Most of the hydrogen on Earth is 0 neutron form. There are little amount on Earth of hydrogens with 1 neutron and very few hydrogens with 2 neutrons. With 1 proton and 0 neutrons is called hydrogen as it is. Hydrogen with 1 proton and 1 neutron is called deuterium. And hydrogen with 1 proton and 2 neutrons is called tritium. All these atoms are classified as hydrogen. Now, let's learn what nuclear fusion is. Nuclear fusion is formation of a new nucleus through the colliding process of the other nuclei. For example, in the case of nuclear fusion of deuterium and tritium, a deuterium atom with one red proton and one green neutron, and a tritium atom with one proton and two neutrons undergo nuclear fusion. An atomic nucleus with two protons and two neutrons is created. This is the helium nucleus that came out earlier. Also, one neutron is released at the same time. In summary, in the case of nuclear fusion of deuterium and tritium, a helium atom and a neutron are produced. This nuclear fusion reaction releases enormous energy. The amount of energy released is comparable to as much energy as when 8 tons of oil are burned, when 1 gram of hydrogen undergoes nuclear fusion. 1 gram is the same weight with 1 Japanese yen. 8 tons of oil is the same amount with 1 loaded on a tank lorry. You can see that a large amount of energy is released from nuclear fusion with a small amount of fuel. Nuclear fusion does not occur in the natural world on Earth. If you don't arrange the very complex conditions in such laboratories or facilities, nuclear fusion won't happen. On the other hand, if you look at not on Earth but in space, you can easily find nuclear fusion. The answer is the sun. The sun keeps shining. But haven't you ever thought the reason why the sun keeps shining without oxygen in space? The answer is due to nuclear fusion. The sun is about 109 times the size of the Earth. The weight of the sun is about 330,000 times of Earth's. The sun is composed from 75% of hydrogen, and most of the remaining 25% is made of helium. This means that the sun is almost the mass of hydrogen, and nuclear fusion occurs in the center of the star. However, please remember that it is not the deuterium-tritium fusion reaction in the sun. Nuclear fusion of hydrogen with complex, multiple processes occurs in the sun. At nuclear fusion research facilities, experiments are being conducted for the purpose to utilize nuclear fusion power for generating electricity. In other words, nuclear fusion power plant. However, because this experiment needs huge size of facilities, only limited facilities in the world conduct the experiments. The almost researches for nuclear fusion in the world suppose deuterium-tritium fusion reaction, which I explained earlier. But nuclear fusion reaction using the other atoms are also under research. By now, 2023, There is not even one nuclear fusion power plant in the world. However, developed countries, including Japan, are conducting research to realize it. That's all for today. I will prepare more content about nuclear fusion in this channel, so please subscribe. See you soon!